Let's talk about exposure compensation for a little bit. What is it? Well, it's a fudge factor for the automatic mode on your camera. If you take a picture, your light meter thinks the entire world is middle gray, or maybe beige or mocha if you like, and the camera is going to expose to make your subject that tone. So if, for example, you photograph somebody in a white ski parka on snow, it's going to see all of that white, try and make it gray, and underexpose the picture, make it too dark. Conversely, if you take a picture of somebody in a dark outfit on a dark background, it's going to see all those dark tones, try and overexpose them to make them gray, and your picture will come out too light. Exposure compensation is a way to tell the camera, no, you need to make it a little brighter or a little darker. So where is your exposure compensation control? Well, on a Nikon, it's on the top plate. On a Canon, it's typically on the back, but you're going to have to read the manual to find it on your specific camera because every manufacturer does it just a little bit differently. So how do you use the exposure compensation? Well, you're going to hold the button in with one finger and turn the control dial, the command wheel, whatever your manufacturer calls that universal wheel which changes things, and dial in plus a third, plus 2/3, minus a third, minus 2/3, and you can do it in thirds of a stop, typically up to 3 to 5 stops variance. It's going to be really rare you go much past 2 stops one direction or the other. That would be a lot of compensation. How do you know if you're going to need exposure compensation? It's actually pretty simple. Hit the review button on the back of your camera. If the picture looks too dark and you're in an automatic mode, you need some exposure compensation. Just dial in some plus compensation. How much? Take a guess, take another picture, and take a look. If it's still too dark, add some more. If it's now too light, back off a little bit. Think of it as salt to taste in a recipe. So we're going to start by taking a picture with mostly light tones, and I've got Brooklyn here who's going to model for us. We look at the screen and we see that it's substantially dark, so let's dial in plus 1 stop and try again. Yeah, there we can smile. Nice. We're actually going to lighten this up another 2/10, so we're at plus 1.7 stops, and that looks about right. Slide this way a little bit. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, tip your head this way a little. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to try taking a picture that's got lots of dark tones. Brooklyn switched into a black jacket. We've got a nice dark background up here. So this should overexpose the picture a little bit. Let's do a test and see what happens. There we go. And it is indeed probably a stop too light, which we really see on her face. So let's dial this back to minus a stop. And try again, and that looks a lot better, much closer to where we ought to be. Let's take the real picture here. Lean out there a little more. Go for a rakish angle here. Chin up a little. Yeah. Lots of dark. Okay. So the one thing you really have to remember is that when you dial your exposure compensation in, be sure you take it back out, because otherwise the next time you go to take pictures, your pictures are going to be way off and you'll forget why. Trust me, I've done it.